Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 252 review. This was a normal 2-week sprint. Let's get started. I'll start with the overview, Gilbert on the UI, Adam on providers, and Joe on the platform. We had a lot of vacations during this time period, so the number of PRs merged this sprint was kind of low. And you can see we had a handful of bug fixes and enhancements. So let's turn it over to Gilbert.
Thanks, Jason. Not too much on the UI this sprint. Just some simple yarn upgrades to both the UI Classic and UI Service. Managed to upgrade UI Classic to Yarn 453 and UI Service to first 452 and then 453. That's it for the UI. Next is Adam.
Thanks, Gilbert. So this sprint in the KubeVirt and OpenShift virtualization side, Nasser added metrics capture support using Prometheus from the OpenShift or Kubernetes endpoint. So we're able to capture metrics about VMs and hosts, I believe. We also added a host reference to the VM from KubeVirt. Previously, this wasn't being captured, and this is a prerequisite to be able to make the link for looking at metrics for those. For Cisco Intersight, we fixed an issue with URL override not being picked up by the Intersight Ruby SDK if you were using Intersight on premise. We were setting the host and port and etc., but the way that the OpenAPI generated gem used those wasn't being picked up, and so it was still going out to intersight.com. So we got that fixed up. For Flow, I believe Keenan removed added an OP prefix to prevent name collisions on some of the methods that we had. Next slide. And that's it for providers over, Joe.
Thanks, Adam. For platform enhancements this sprint, Jason also updated Yarn in the core plugin generator template to 4.5.3. Next slide. For platform bugs this sprint, Nassar fixed a bug detecting an Oracle-based OS based upon the terminology returned from the over provider. Brandon disabled readline support in the appliance console since prompts were disappearing with Ruby 3.3. This means you can't use arrow keys to fix typos or use autocomplete, but those are better than having the prompts not be displayed, so that's what we went with. In the future, we'll fix this to work with Highline 3.0 and Ruby 3.3. And finally, Keenan added the Pamaco Python package to the virtual env used to build the RPMs to avoid having the same package installed via RPM and via Python pip. Next slide.
And that's it for Sprint 252. Our next Sprint 253 will be on January 8th, so 4 weeks from this point. We're gonna do a double sprint because of the holiday break, but it'll be at the normal time. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone who presented today, all the members of our community, and all contributors. Thanks, everyone.